I want to welcome you all to Be Free in 23. You know, you had a choice as to what you were going to do with this time, and you made a decision to be here. And we are very glad that you did. You know, as we approach the new year, and we're at the 13th of December right now at the recording of this live class, a lot of people start to think about the next year. We're coming to a close of a year, close of a month, close of a day, close of a minute. And you always have an opportunity in every minute to make new decisions that can transform your life and put you on the trajectory for phenomenal success. So today we're going to talk about you being free in 2023. But what does it really mean to be free? What it means to be free is that you have the freedom from want. Freedom from want simply means that you understand and recognize that you have within you this power, and every one of you has it. There isn't anyone here, whether you're on the call live or whether you're watching the recording, that doesn't have the ability to manifest any desire that you have, regardless of where you are right now, regardless of what is or isn't in your life right now. If you desire to have freedom, which I suspect you do, or you wouldn't have joined us here today, you can absolutely have it, and it is your birthright. So if you choose to listen up, and I suggest that you do, and follow through as well with what we're talking about here today, you will and can experience transformation. Now, whether it actually happens for you is going to be up to who? It's going to be up to you. I'll make recommendations and suggestions because I'm all about the implementation, because I really think that's the difference. That's the difference that we make here at Dynamic Destinies, is we don't only give the philosophy and what you need to know or understand. We talk to you about how to implement. And this session isn't going to be any different. So I'm going to switch over to my slides right now, and we're going to dive right into Be Free in 23. Now, what I'm going to be doing throughout this session is I'm going to be asking you to be engaged. And your engagement is going to be accomplished in a couple of different ways. One way is by having your video on so that we can see you. We can see your beautiful face, and we can engage with you and talk with you. And I know at this moment I'm showing some slides, but we will be going in and out of the slides throughout this time. I'm also going to be asking you questions and looking for your answers in the chat box. And based on that, we're going to be paying attention to how actively involved you are in our session here together. And therefore, we're going to reward you. So we've got some prizes that we're giving away. We're going to be giving away gift cards that you can gift to somebody else for either the Power Life Script program or Manifest Your Dream Home. Now, you may already have those programs, but somebody in your life doesn't, and you can gift it. Now, if you're in business for yourself, you could use it as a giveaway that you're doing for something that you're doing. So what we'll be doing is, between me and Roddy and Vladdy, who are my co-servers today with you here from the Dynamic Destinies organization, is we're going to be paying attention. We're going to be paying attention to how much you participate in the calls. And about halfway through, we're going to give away one of the prizes. And then at the end, we'll give away another prize. But in order for you to receive the prizes, you have to be here, obviously. And so that's the way it's going to be done. So those are the only prerequisites. So I do have a question for you as we go back to our first slide and the reason why we're here. So for you to be free in 2023, here's the first question that I have for you. What does that mean to you? What is freedom to you? I want you to type your answer in the chat box right now. Let's take a look at what you believe to be freedom for you in 2023. Now, as I said earlier, freedom could be freedom from want. And freedom from want means that you have everything that you desire, that you're not in a place of feeling lack, like you don't have what you desire, or you wished you had what you desire, that it's already yours and you know that it's already yours. So I'm going to stop my screen sharing right now and come back over, and let's take a look at some of the answers that are already being shared in the chat box. Now, I'm seeing a common answer here, and one of the common answers that I'm seeing is financial freedom. Now, that is a wonderful objective to have. And I would think, and I would expect that many of you have that as a goal. And so freedom of choice. Yes, you absolutely have that freedom to be financially free, freedom to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I love that. To not able to turn my camera. Oh, okay. That was about the camera, right? All right. Living my purpose, says Sarah. Freedom from anxiety. I like that, Laura. Thank you. Growth and an abundant opportunity. Beautiful. Financial and mental. Good. I like that. Freedom, having time and options. Freedom in doing whatever I want, buying whatever I want. Love that. Absolutely. Financial and time freedom. Earning €1 million. I love that, Martina. Excellent. Financial freedom, freedom from want, financial independence, freedom, no worries about money, etc. Debt-free, helping others. I love that, Sylvia. Success, abundant retirement, beautiful. Freedom about money and anxiety. Okay, fully self-employed with an online business, making double what I currently do. Beautiful. To live as the fullest expression of myself. Working when you want. All right, this is great. Thank you, guys. I'm just going to scan through some of these. A lot of similar responses. Okay, this is great. Love it. Okay, it's important to know that, right? Now, here's a question that I have for you, and I want your honest answers, okay? Honest answer, please. Here's the question. Do you believe that that's possible for you in 23? Do you believe it's possible? Way to go, Sean. There's a state shifter answer right there. Beautiful. Okay, good. Look at those answers pouring in. Absolutely, yes. Okay. Super. It's already done, says Leanne. Yes, that is good. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Sharon. I love that. Yes, I hope so. Okay. Hope's not going to get you there. Okay. So that's going to lead to our next question. Okay. So I asked you if you believe it's possible. Okay. Now here's the next question. Do you believe it's already done? Honestly answer the question. Answer the question. Do you believe it's already done? Okay. Thank you for the honest answers. Okay, good. Now we're getting a variety of answers here. We're getting some no, not yet. Okay, that's good. It's good to be aware of where you are. Two things that you need to know in order to experience quantum leaps in your life: where you are and where you're going. Where you are, where you're going. It's important to know where you are and to decide where you're going. Okay, good. Also, I'm going to point out some things in some of your responses that are not criticism. They're simply to help you. For example, Race wrote this: on the way. And it's great that you're thinking it's on the way, but it's not effective. The only way that you manifest things is to believe that they're already here now, that they're in your life now. We will talk about that. We're going to get into that. This is the first session of 3. We're doing 3 sessions together. This is the first session, and this has been designed in a very specific way. There are steps to follow in order to experience the freedom that you desire to experience in 2023. And we're going to go through those steps. You can't skip them. You can't bypass them. You must go through the steps. So I'm going to give you the first 2 steps today. All right. The first 2 steps today. And then we're going to dive into the next important step when we meet again after the new year on January the 2nd, because we're doing the January 2nd, January 3rd, and we're doing that for a couple hours. So as I said, I'm also going to take questions. So if you're getting questions as we're going along, you can certainly ask them. I may not answer them in that moment, but you can certainly ask them. Okay, so let's dive right in. So this session, what we decided that we would do for this period, now we may not be on for 2 hours. I'm going to be teaching for about an hour, and then I'm going to open for questions. So we may finish before the 2 hours is up, and that's perfectly fine, because I'm going to cover off what I want to cover off today, get you on your way, and then we're going to regroup again on the 2nd of January. Plus, what we're doing is we're recording this so you can come back and you can watch it again. Now, finishing 2022 with a powerful vision is really what we're talking about here. And that is where you're going to make some decisions on how you would love your 2023 to go. And you're not going to limit yourself from any past experiences or any bogus self-limiting beliefs that are not serving you, that are not helping you, that are not going to contribute to your success. And we'll talk about that today so that you can understand them, understand what they are. But none of this is about that there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with any of you. We're all the way we are because of what's gone into our mind. That's it. We are the way we are because of what's gone into our mind. And so if we want our life to change, who must change? We must change, right? So then on the Be Free in 23 page where you signed up, this is what was there. I pulled this directly off that page. When you decide on a vision, you don't have to know how you will accomplish it, or the clarity of the destination is the first step. Okay, so you don't have to know how. This is the greatest lesson I've ever learned in the 44 years that I've been studying personal development, is you do not have to know how. Now, this one idea, this one point, this thinking that you have to know how is what stops most people from even making a decision to go for it, to make their 2023 a phenomenal year. But all you need to do is think about right now, there's more to do, but right now is to think about what would you really love? Vladdy was asking that question in the beginning. We're going to get to that a little bit more in detail a little bit later in this segment. But let's drop the seed right now. That is what's necessary. You have to have a vision. So what's the vision? Don't answer this in the chat box, but this is for you to think about. What's the vision of your life when you're free? Now, yes, we're talking about 2023, which is next year. But ultimately, the way that we all manifest is in the present state, in this moment. You're manifesting right now. You're absolutely manifesting right now. You're manifesting based on what signals you're sending out to the universe. You're vibrating in a way. You're an energetic being that is expressing energy. You're expressing energy. And it is like a magnetic energy that is drawing back to you like energy, which is going to manifest into form. And if you want to know what you're expressing, if you really want to know energetically what you've been expressing in your life, simply look at your results. That's how you know. So when I look back to 44 years ago, before I began this intense study, excuse me, and made some decisions and committed myself to this material, to these materials, my life was a mess. So if we looked at the results that were there at the time, relationships failing, being in the struggle, not wanting to live, financially upside down, that was all a representation of what was going on within my mind, right? And that, of course, is reflected in your results. But here's what I suggest that you do. Do not judge it. Do not be upset about it. Just honor it. You can look at what presently is in your life, even if it's not what you desire, even if it's completely opposed to what you desire, even if there's a lot of lack there and you haven't manifested what you desire, and use it for your benefit to help you understand a little bit more about you, what you've been thinking, what you've been feeling, what you've been giving your attention to, so that you can improve upon that, so that you can get better and better and better results, because your life can get it better, and it can get a whole lot better when you commit to your life being a whole lot better. Simple thought, right? But that's exactly how it works. Now, this is the truth. If you think that doing the same things over and over again is going to get you better results, it's not. So there's a statement that goes like this: if you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always got. But this is also true. Nothing stays the same. Nothing. Things are either getting better or they're getting worse. Everything vibrates. Everything in this world vibrates. You're vibrating right now. So the reason why people continue to get the same old results, or they continue to stay in the struggle, or they're staying in an anxiety, because we saw anxiety listed in the chat box there, is because they're continuing to think the same way, to feel the same way, to do the same things. And they're frustrated because they're not getting better results. But where it all begins is by making new decisions and by taking in information that is going to support you, that's going to serve you, that's going to give you the value that is necessary to get to where you want to go. So what I'm going to suggest, and I'm going to start suggesting it today, is that you commit to doing things a little differently. So today I will have a suggestion of an exercise for you to do but it's up to you to follow through. And even if you've done a similar exercise before, which I know many of you have, I want you to take the lid off your previous way of thinking, and I want you to think big. Not from a place of you need to have a big goal or a massive goal, or if your goal is to be a millionaire and now it is to be a billionaire. That's not it at all. I want you to understand that everything that you're creating in your life is based on your beliefs, even the goals that you set for yourself. Your goals that you set for yourself are coming from your beliefs. There's a filtering system that things go through, that ideas go through before you will commit to it. And that filtering system comes from your mind. It comes from your consciousness. But inherent within all of you is this: there is a knowing. Now, you may have quietened that voice. You may not even be hearing that voice, but there is a knowing within you, deep within you, that you know you can have more. You know that there's more for you, because it's part of every human being. Desire. Desire, if we think of that word, it comes from a Latin word, which means of the Father. It's like if you've ever heard that you and God are one, right? Like you have this unlimited power that is within you. You've got this incredible unlimited power that is in many people untapped. They haven't tapped into it. Now, the way that you tap into that is by suspending any disbelief. It's you got to push aside those previous thoughts that have been holding you back. Because even when you think about this, so think about this. If I said to you that you could be a billionaire, now you may not want to be a billionaire, but let's say you like that idea and you've thought about that idea. What happens is this: the moment that idea comes into your conscious mind, it comes into your conscious mind, which there is a reasoning factor. And once it's in that conscious mind, you have a decision: accept, reject, accept, reject. You can accept that idea or reject that idea. What happens is this: when people start to think about something that they'd really love to do, the idea pops into their mind. They're thinking, yes, I would like to take my annual income and have that be my monthly income. Now, we saw in the chat box that there's a precious member of our team that's here right now that would like to double their income. Do you know that you can take your income and 12 times your income? Do you know that you could take your income and you could 40 times, 100 times, 1,000 times your income? There's no limit. But why would we not choose that? Well, there could be a couple of reasons. One, we don't want it. It's not a desire, and that's fine. Not everybody has a desire to 12 times their income or 40 times their income. But if you could, would you love that? And the other reason why people don't accept the idea into their consciousness is because they don't think it's possible. Or they think that they have to know how, and you do not have to know how. You absolutely do not have to know how. All you need to ask yourself is, would I love that? Would I love to have my income, my annual income, and have it be 12 times what it was, or 40 times, or whatever number that is? Would you? Would you love that? All right. If that's what you would love, we can show you how to get there. Absolutely show you. It really comes down to this: what is it that you would love? And we can show you how to get there. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. I haven't been studying this for 44 years for nothing. I haven't been experiencing the quantum leaps in my life for nothing. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you and to show you the way to live that dream life that you are destined to live. You're not meant to live in poverty. You're not meant to struggle. You're not meant to have anxiety. You're not meant for that. You're meant to have anything that you want, to be happy, to choose and experience the freedom that you would love to experience in your life. You came here for a reason. This is not a mistake. We put this event together for a reason. You came here for a reason. And we can show you how you can absolutely experience that kind of quantum leap in your life. But I want to ask you this: would you love that? Are you open to that? This, I would like you to type in the chat box. Are you open to that? Would you love that? Yes. Okay, good. All right. Kevin says 3.2 million per year would be awesome. Perfect, Kevin. You could have that. Absolutely. And we can tell you how to get there. We can show you how to get there. Okay, great. Now we're getting the answers. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. I'm already there, says Michelle. Beautiful. Wahoo, says Anon. I love that. For sure. Bring it on. Sky's the limit. You're right, Arturo. You're absolutely right. Yes, Pemba. Definitely. Doreen says yes. Yes. Perfect. I love it. Let's go. 10K a day. I like that. It rhymes. 10K a day. Oh, I love it. Okay. You mean legally? Of course I mean legally. I mean legally, authentically, honestly, absolutely. That is the only way. I love that you mentioned that there. Vagelis. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name properly, but absolutely, that's the only way we operate. Like if anyone who's on this call knows me, I'm all about authenticity and honesty. Absolutely, it's legally. Okay, Paula is saying, can I ask to win the lottery? You can ask for anything. Someone has to win, right? But here's the thing, and this is a really important distinction. Okay, here's a really important distinction. You don't have to know how you're going to get the money. You do not tell the universe how it's going to happen. You allow, you accept it as the result, and you allow the universe to provide the way. You will be provided the way, provided you are in harmony with that outcome. Okay, I have a client that wrote a book called How I Won My Lottery Millions. He hasn't won it yet. He hasn't won the lottery millions yet. Now, is that attempting to force or tell the universe? Yeah, actually it is. But he understands that. He's in the spirit of just knowing that it's already done. He already has the millions. And it was a fun exercise for him to do. Yeah, it was a really fun exercise to do. Okay, so really that first slide there, or that previous slide that I had, is very similar to this one. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. If you think your 2023 is going to be an extraordinary year, a breakthrough year, a year of transformation, a year of manifesting your goals into every, every goal into its physical form. If you think that's going to happen and you're not doing anything differently, you're just delusional. It's not going to happen. When I wrote my first book, Savvy Wisdom, I talked about this experience where Sophie, the main character in the book, who meets Savvy for the first time, is sitting on a park bench. And she's sitting on a park bench, and her intention is to end her life. And she receives this embroidered handkerchief from Savvy. And the embroidered handkerchief says, if you want your life to change, you must change. If you want your life to change, you must change. Now that book, Savvy Wisdom, I'll just grab my copy here from my book stand. This book, Savvy Wisdom, was written as a fiction book, as a parable. It is inspired by real life events, my life, and meeting Bob Proctor. And in the beginning of this book, Sophie, the main character, goes to this park bench, and her intention is to end her life. So she's sitting on a park bench. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. She's crying. She's inconsolable. All of a sudden, at the corner of her eye, she sees this little handkerchief coming her way. And thank you, Annie. And this handkerchief is given to her from Savvy. And it is a very important message. And it's a message that I received from Bob Proctor many, many years ago. And he said this. He said, if you want your life to change, you must change. So what I'm saying is that in 2023, you can absolutely manifest anything that you want. You can have your income be whatever it is that you want. You can have that dream home. You can do whatever it is that you want. You can have your business grow at exponential rates, but there will be some work involved. But you know what's fun about this? It's not complicated. I don't believe it's hard work at all. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's good for you. And it's good for everyone that comes in touch with you as well. All of it is good for you. And what it's doing is conditioning yourself. You're going to condition yourself with a new way of thinking. You're going to actually be creating something called a new mind. You already have a mind, and your mind has been conditioned. And depending on how long you've been on this planet, that's how many years it's been conditioned. But in order to produce different results or better results, and again, not that there's anything wrong with you, is to change what goes into your mind, even if it is repetitive. So when we're doing our Club Achieve classes, as we do every day, and we're studying, and what many of the wonderful members are finding with the Club Achieve study group, because it's about study, understand, apply, is that we're hearing the same things over and over again in a different way. Different teachers, same message. It's the same message. They're all spewing the same message. Every single self-help book that comes out, is going to have the same or similar messages, because the process hasn't changed. It's been the same. It's the same today as it was 100 years ago or 500 years ago. It hasn't changed. But why we study so many different people, I mean, just look at the books that are on my desk, right here, right now. I can just grab, several books, including my own Savvy Wisdom books. But why do we study all these different teachers and all these different books? Because of the depth of understanding. You see, you can't experience the transformation unless you understand it and you're applying it. Actually, that's not true. You can't experience it because there's unconscious competence in the world, right? They're not even aware. They're producing great results, but not even aware of why they're producing these great results. I think about Bob Proctor, my mentor, and how he said that at this point. He started reading Think and Grow Rich in 1961. He started reading that book. He started studying that book. And a few years later, he realized that his income had gone from $4,000 a year to, I believe it was $175,000 in the next year, this first year, and then it went to $1 million. And he just looked back and decided, okay, I want to understand what happened. What happened here? He had competently taken his income from $4,000 a year to over $1 million a year. Now that's a substantial change, right? That's not a 10 times. What would that be? I don't know. My husband would have that number just like that. He's got a very analytical, mathematical mind. Bam, he would just tell you what that is. Now, why did that happen? Because he was focusing on and implementing manifestation strategies. Now, are they any different to what they are today? And here we are at 2022, about to go, thank you, Kevin, about to go into 2023. No, same process. Kevin says 43.75 times. I like that. I was thinking it was about 40 times, 43.75 times. Now, I've heard others that have done the same with their income, taken their income and multiplied it 40 times. That's why that came to me as I was talking about it. It is a great book, Martina. You're right. Think and Grow Rich. And there's a lot of great books, and they're great value, and they're wonderful, and they can help you only when you understand and apply. That was something else that I learned very early in the game. You could study all day long. You could be studying until you're green, but unless you understand and apply what you're studying, it's of no value. And you realize that this work that we're talking about here is life work. It's a lifetime commitment. It's not like you go to school and you're in school for a few years and you graduate. This is something that you get involved in and you're there forever. Why? Because your life will continue to get better and better and better. And it can get better and better and better, no matter how good it is right now. So I want you to understand the importance of changing the way that you've been thinking, changing the way that you're feeling, and changing some habits, which are going to impact both of those things, your thoughts and your feelings, because that's how you're manifesting. But you've got to create some new disciplines. And we're going to talk about that today, starting today. So would you love to know what has been holding you back? Would you love to know that? Is that something that would be of value to you? Type in the chat box if you'd love to know what's been holding you back. Let me go and look at the answers. Of course, yes, absolutely, for sure. Do some of you know now what's been holding you back? Do you know what's been holding you back? Partly. Okay, thanks, Connie. I appreciate that. Michelle says, I know most of. Good. Okay, yes, I would. Okay, self-image, yeah. Beliefs, yeah. My mindset, yes. Logical thinking, old paradigm, yes. Myself, yes. I saw that, Sarah. A prison of my own making, Tara says, yes. Absolutely. Yeah, what's holding you back is what looks back at you in the mirror. That's it. That's it. Now think about this. What looks back at you in the mirror is also going to get you to where you want to go with help for sure. But you are the only challenge that you have in your life right now. Some people use the word problem. I like to use the word challenge because that sounds more exciting. You are the challenge, and you're also the opportunity. You're definitely the opportunity. And so what's great about that? What's great about knowing that you're the one that's been in your own way? What's great about that? I want you to type the answer in the chat box. What's great about knowing that? Yes, absolutely. Verta says, I can change it. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. You can definitely change it. I hope Vladdy and Roddy are watching for participation here. We're getting lots of participation today. This is great. I love it. I love it. I think we're going to have to give away more than one or two prizes today, Roddy. I think we're going to have to do more than that. I think we should give away a prize right now. We're getting lots of great answers. I'm going to leave it to Roddy and Vladdy to sidebar for a moment and decide who's going to get the first prize. What we're going to give away is the Power Life Script program. Now, if you have it already, that's okay. You can give it. We have gift cards. You can give it to somebody. Me, please, says Brandy. I like that. I love it. Okay. Pick me. Okay. She really wants it. Brandy really wants it. I like that name. That's the name of my sister in my Savvy Wisdom books. Okay. Great, great, great. Okay. You guys can let me know who you decide, and then we're going to give that away. Brandy and Brandy. We have two Brandys. Yeah. I see that. Okay, cool. Now, I'm imagining that everybody who's on this call already has the Power Life Script program. Okay, you guys can send me a chat and let me know who's winning, and I'll keep the party going here. Okay, great. Let's go to our next slide. If you could finally get rid of the blocks and finally manifest your desires with ease. Okay, let's think about that. Okay, we know, I saw your answers there. We know what's holding us back. Now, yes, it's as simple as saying it's the person that's looking you back in the mirror, but let's dive a little deeper. And we saw some answers that were really diving a little deeper. Self-image, right? Is that what holds you back? Yeah, absolutely. Paradigms. You see, your self-image is a belief. It's a belief about you. It's a belief about who you are. It's a belief about what you think is possible for you, or what you believe you could accomplish in this life. And so could that be a block? Absolutely. It's probably most people's block is their self-image. But could it also be something else? Could it be that they simply don't believe that it's possible in the world, it's possible in the universe because of something else, where they're born, the way that they were raised, the country that they live in, the lack of whatever, education, money, resources, whatever other man-made limited belief that somebody is manifesting in their life. But if you could finally get rid of that, and we actually don't get rid of it, we replace it and manifest with great ease, which is possible for all of you, would you love that? Let's look at the chat box. Yes. Okay, good. Absolutely. Oh, yes. Heck yes. Thumbs up. Yeah, absolutely. I would love it for sure. Excellent. Tremendously. Love it. You guys are really into it today. I love it. Enthusiastic. This is great. Yes, yes, yes. Show me the way. Show me the money, baby. I like that. We can definitely show you the way. You know what I'm really sensing here is a very important aspect to manifestation, and that is desire, right? Well, we already talked about desire of the Father. You know, or you may not know, but inherent within every one of you is that knowing. You may have quietened the voice, but there is a knowing within you that it's possible. And Michelle, you're right. The universe does know the way. Absolutely. Holly says, I'm ready to grow past this plateau. Awesome. You know, being ready is important. It's very important. Very important. I love that. Jamie says her blocks are crumbling down. This encouragement helps. I love that, Jamie. Now, Jamie's blocks are only crumbling down because Jamie has made the decision. She's committed. She's committed to having them go down. I love that. Okay. Sarah says, when growing up in the network, we used metaphors that left me puzzled. One of the grand statements was, I wanted to have a silk purse on a sow's ear that would throw me to what they meant. Okay, great. I mean, we were raised by individuals, whether they were your parents or guardians or grandparents or aunt, uncle, whoever. We have been raised with people that had a set of belief systems, and those belief systems were transferred to you. We learn by observation. As a child, we're watching, we're learning, we're taking in information, and paradigms are being formed. I have a granddaughter who's 1.5 right now. Her paradigms are being formed right now. Why? They're being formed based on what she's taking in from her senses. Can she have a dialogue with us right now? No. Can she ask questions right now? Not yet. She's getting close. She's saying lots of words right now. But what's happening is everything she's taking in from her senses, whether she's watching something or hearing someone, touching something, is building a paradigm. Now, as I said earlier, depending on how old you are, your paradigms are already built, and they have been reinforced over the years, and they are strong, like really, really strong. And that's what happens when paradigms are built. That's why there's work involved to change them. That's why when I got into the study of personal development and became a very serious student, I didn't see results, bam, like that. It wasn't like the next day, all of a sudden I'm manifesting with great ease. Is it possible that you could go there? Yeah. If you get out of your own way every minute of every day, well, there's a rhyme right there. You got to get out of your own way. So if you could finally get rid of the blocks and finally manifest your desires with ease, the whole idea of ease is an attitudinal thing. It's where you decide this is going to be easy. But if you're already thinking this is going to be hard, what will you experience? It being hard. It's an attitude, how you approach things. You come into this room, this Zoom room, with your attitude. Now, the way that you adjust your attitude is by taking in new thoughts, looking at things a little bit differently. I love that Dawn says she's living with ease. It's the only way to live. The only way to live. When Brian Proctor, who's a very good friend of mine, I met him over 40 years ago, met him at a Bob Proctor seminar. It's Bob's son. When he and I decided that we would write a book together, we made a decision to write a book on ease. And we called our book Darn Easy. And the subtitle is Work Half as Hard, Earn Twice as Much while living the life of your dreams. Now, is that possible? You know, a lot of people don't even believe, thank you, Kelly. A lot of people don't even believe that it's possible. But that, again, is an attitudinal thing. You approach your life with a positive, refreshing attitude, not criticizing and condemning and getting upset. That will not serve you in any way whatsoever. So if I had decided when I met Bob Proctor many years ago that I'm going to get into the study and I'm going to get into his seminars and I'm going to approach it with a bad attitude, would I have produced great results? No, it would have been a constant struggle. I want to stop that struggle for you because it doesn't have to be that way. And yeah, it took me years and years and years, but you know what 44 years of intense study can do for you? It can shave off years. And you know what's precious in your life? Time. Time is a very precious commodity. We don't know how much we have. We don't know, but we can't replace it. Money, there's an abundance of that. There's an abundance of it. Money can be replaced. Time, no. So you want to be taking this very seriously. Why? Because it's your life. It's not a trial run. We don't get to come here and say, oh, let's check it all out. Let's learn what we can. And we get to the end of it and go, oh, geez, that was a wild ride. Next time I'm coming back and I'm going to do this, this, this. No, I don't even know if you're coming back. I don't know that. I mean, you may have different beliefs about that. We're not going down that road right now. What we're talking about is where you are right here, right now. You're right here, right now, able to make decisions. You've got a conscious awareness. You've got a conscious understanding that can be expanded, but it's up to you to implement, right? You've got to implement. I love that. Marie Ann says, I'm here to change. I love that. I love that about you. You're serious about this. All of you are. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be staying here. Did you guys pick a winner? Yes? Okay, you can tell us who it is?
Yes, the person that we were originally going to give it to, unfortunately, didn't have their camera on. So do remember,
Oh,
folks, if you want to be on the prizes, make sure you've got your camera on. That's one of the qualifications. But we're delighted to award it to Brandy with a Y in her name. If I can find her, I don't know. But do get in touch with
where
me,
is Brandy?
support at peggymccall.com, and we'll happily award you your prize. So Brandy, there is a couple of
Wow.
Brandies on the call with different spelling of names. So we just want to make sure we've got the right one. It's Brandie. So Brandy M.
Oh, okay. Brandy with the IE.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, great, great. You know what I loved is I was looking through the screens here at the videos that are on. I love Dr. Hanan. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name properly or not, but she did a clap, right? And it gave me goosebumps in that moment. You know why? Because she's expressing a good feeling for someone else benefiting from something. That is a beautiful expression. That's an expression of love. That's a good expression. I love that. And look at all the nice messages in the right-hand side as well. That's very kind of you. Now, did anyone feel bad that you didn't win? Anyone? Good. All right. I see Peggy nodding her head. Okay, good. All right. That's good. Oh, I thought it was me. Okay. Oh, yes, of course. You know what? We have to give it to the other Brandy with the Y because that's what I said. We have to give both. Okay. Let's give it to both. Let's give both Brandies.
I'm
Both
glad
Brandies.
that you said that, Peggy, because she was going to be our winner, but then we saw our screen wasn't on. But I'm delighted that you
Ah,
say that it's good. So Vladdy and I are delighted.
that's really sweet. Okay, wonderful. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for participating. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Roddy and Vladdy, for choosing. We're going to do that again. We're going to do that again in a few minutes. So stick in if somebody else would love it. So what do you do when you want something in your life? You accept it, right? You accept it as yours and you see yourself winning it, right? Now, I suppose maybe Brandy and Brandy saw themselves as the winner and that's how they manifested it. But this is the process of manifesting. So that was great. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to our presentation. And then we're going to open up for some more prizes as we're going along here. And remember, if you have a question, you can certainly ask, but I do want to get to the 2 steps that I promised that I would cover off today. So let me get to those and then we'll do some questions afterwards. Now, here's something that I learned, and we were talking about this a few minutes ago. You are the way you are because of what's gone on to your mind. Now, I chose this image. Like I was looking for particular images that could really help depict what the message is that we're going to talk about here on this slide. You are the way you are from what has gone in your mind. So we're seeing a couple gentlemen in the picture. One is pulling out his pocket. There's nothing in it. And somebody else is pulling out their pocket with a stack of money. Now, the potential is there for both. The potential is there for both of these gentlemen to experience abundance in whatever way that they decide to experience, just like it is for every single person that is on this call, whether you're here live or whether you're watching the replay. The potential for you to live an abundant life, to live a prosperous life is yours. It's yours. Now, what's the difference between these 2 guys? Now, we don't know who these 2 guys are. It's an image, but we can assume we know, like maybe one of them was, you know, what's funny is this funny thought just came to my mind. Here's the funny thought that came to my mind, that the gentleman on the right who has the money in his pocket has a rich relative. That's what came into my mind as I was about to answer that question. Could that be the case? Yes. But here's what I want you to understand, and this may shift the way that you've been thinking. Money can come to you from an abundance of ways. One way is from earning it. One way is from earning it. And that's the way most people believe that money comes to them. But could you actually receive money as a gift? Yes. Could you receive money as a lottery win? As we saw earlier, somebody had mentioned that they want to win the lottery. Yes. Could you receive money in inheritance? Yes. Could you receive it from a stock transaction? Yes. Could you receive it from finding it in the street? Yes. I mean, there's such a variety of ways that money can be attracted to you. And this is part of what we're talking about earlier of how people get in their own way. Now, we have some people on this call that are authors. That's a way. We have a program called MSI Entrepreneur where we talk about you don't even have to be an entrepreneur. You don't even have to have an idea. You can get into this program and learn how to generate potentially, if that's what you desire, millions upon millions of dollars from an idea or multiple ideas, multiple sources of income. But money will go where it's appreciated, where it's cherished. I'm not talking about worshiping it. We're talking about appreciating it. Wayne Dyer was an incredible man. And I had started studying Wayne Dyer's materials back in 1979. And he became a client of mine, actually. And one of the things that Wayne used to say is this, and I think this is a valuable understanding. Wayne Dyer used to say, when you appreciate your life will appreciate. And think about, what does that really mean? It means that when you look at what's great in your life, or even not in your life, that's why I commented on the, clapping of the hands when Brandy won the prize, because someone else won. And when you appreciate that someone else won, you're in a state of appreciation, which means you will attract good to you. You may be appreciating what's happening to another person, but because you are in that mode, appreciation, you're attracting good back into your life. And so money goes where it's appreciated, and it stays where it's appreciated as well. And it'll continue to circulate in the life of someone that appreciates it. Now, if that hasn't been your experience, if you've been somebody who maybe has been getting upset about the economy, which is a destructive thought, it's a destructive way of being, or you've been getting upset because interest rates have been raising, or you're thinking that you're not earning the money or the opportunities are only for the young or whatever other limited belief, understand that that will hold you back. It's absolutely going to hold you back. Any idea that's contrary to what you desire is going to hold you back. You must change your thinking. You got to change what you put into your mind. You got to create the new mind. The new mind is the mind of the person. We'll get into that in January 2nd. New mind is the mind of the person that's already established or already created whatever it is that you desire to experience in your life. And it's an opportunity. And every one of you have been given this opportunity to step up, to change the way you're thinking, to become a greater version of who you already are. We're not talking about you becoming something that you're not already. You already have greatness within you. Every one of you has greatness within you. Every one of you can be experiencing the freedom that you desire. And there isn't anyone that's eliminated from that. All of you can have an absolutely remarkable 2023. And you have to decide. Now, you came here, doesn't mean you've made that decision. It doesn't. It means you're interested and maybe keen and maybe a little open. But some of you may have already made the decision. Oh, absolutely, Peggy. I am going for it in 2023. There is nothing stopping me. Anyone like that? Is there anyone on the call that's really feeling that right now? Like you're hungry, hungry. Yeah. All right. All right. Good. Beautiful. Now we got a couple hundred people on this call. I would expect a couple hundred answers. Yes, I am there. It is a place. I love it. Hungry. Yeah. I think hunger is a very beautiful, more than hungry. Perfect. The feast awaits. That's great. Beautiful. Victory. Definitely, Tammy. I see that for you. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. Getting married. Oh, that's awesome. Literally hungry. Okay. Filling my soul. All right. So here we go. Thank you guys for answering. Okay. Here's the next question. This is more of a private question. All right. I'm not expecting you to type anything in the chat box for this next part of the question, but I'm going to give you some work to do after we shut down the Zoom room today. Here's what I want you to be thinking about. And you may know now, and you may not, but I'm going to ask you to stay open to what you will create. Now, one of the things that I suggest is that you don't put dates on your goals. Okay. And even though I'm saying 2023, I'm not suggesting you put a date on the goal. And you may be thinking beyond 2023, but understand we don't have control in when these things happen. When you decide that you're going to create the freedom that you want in your life, or you're going to go for the goal that you'd really love to manifest, you will not know when it's going to happen. You won't. Nobody does. Nobody does. You have to decide though. But if you could have, do, be, accomplish anything in 2023 or beyond, anything, what would that be? Now, I'm not saying share it. I'm not asking you to write it in the chat box, as I said, but I am going to ask you to do this. Write it down. Make a decision. Get a book, a journal, something where you're going to write down your goals. Now, here's what I also suggest. Be thinking about this over the next couple of weeks. We're going to get together again on the 2nd of January. I want you to be thinking about it. All right. I want you to take the lid off your previous way of thinking, and I want you to really go for it. And if you had a goal, and I think some people's goals have already changed in the last 50 minutes that we've been on this call together. If you had a goal, but it's not what you'd really love, understanding and knowing, you don't have to know how, just write it down. Now, how do you write the goal down? You write it down in the present tense. I am so happy and so grateful now that I'm easily earning, and then whatever that number is, like Kevin shared with us earlier. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am, or I have, or I've done, or I've earned. Got some authors on the call. One of the goals, or it's not really a goal, was to work on the book. That's not a goal. What would you love? So being an author, and I'm an author, I'm writing my 21st book right now. What would you love? Now, every author that I know or that I've worked with or met has an objective to either have that be a source of income or perhaps multiple sources of income, because it can be, and not any income, millions. Some authors would love to be earning millions of dollars from their books. They'd like to be on the New York Times bestseller list. They'd like to have their books translated into multiple languages and sold all over the world. Those are goals. Like a goal is something that you know when you've accomplished it. It's like Miriel shared with us earlier, dream home. How will you know? When you're in it, right? When you're living in it. So how would that goal be written? I'm so happy and grateful now that I bought, paid for in full, and live in my beautiful dream home. See, that's clear. That's what the universe is looking for from you when you're setting your objectives. Clarification. How will you know when you've accomplished that goal? It's like when we saw that working on the book. How will you know? It's an outcome we're working toward. It's something that you're going to accomplish. So write out those goals. As I said, you don't have to do it now. Do it. Think about it. Like really give it your energy. Give it your undivided attention and really think. Think. Now, are you committed that next year you're really committed? Now, you've said yes already. How do you demonstrate that you're really committed? How do you demonstrate that you're really committed? That is a question I'd like you to answer now. Type in the chat box. How do you demonstrate that you are genuinely, truly committed? Yes. Okay. Action, baby. Yes. That's right. Inspired action. I love that. Consistency. Okay. Decisive action, Tom says. Yes. Yes, Dr. Hanaz says, by taking action, even if it's small, definitely making different choices every day. Yeah, positive choices. Consistency and persistence. Absolutely. Great answers, guys. These are really great answers. Every day you're working at execution, execution, determination. Yes, Christine, love that. Coming on Zoom, first time is my action. Love it, Brandy. And look at what happened for you, right? Positivity, says Holly. Yeah, you expect. You live in the joyous expectancy of the best. You expect the results that you set for yourself. Brilliant, Holly. Yeah, making great decisions, says Leanne. Believing in self, says Peggy. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Great answers. Great answers. Okay. Operate in the now. Yeah. Now you're operating in the now, which means that you are assuming that what you desire is already here. I love it. Okay, Martina says, I'm so happy and grateful now that I earn 133,000 euros and more every single month, easily and effortlessly through multiple sources of income. Love my discipline, my persistence, my fun work. I love that too, Martina, and I see that for you. I see that now. I love that Brandy wrote, very happy now. Yes, it's in the now. This is how you manifest, and manifest in the now. Maddie says, expect confidence, optimistic, beautiful. Okay, thank you guys. Feel your future now. All right, great stuff. This is super. Okay, we got a couple more slides and then we're going to come back and give some awards right now. So when we look at the greatest accomplishments in history, like people that have done things that others said that they couldn't do, whether they were building a business or creating a thing or accomplishing something or winning an award, earning a certain income, having a family, living in a dream home, buying multiple properties, whatever that is, realize that you can do those things and so much more, so much more. That's what's so much fun about this work, is that things just get better and you realize that, bam, I can accomplish anything that I set my mind to. I think about Sean, who shared with us, he's in Malta. He made that decision a year ago. It wasn't that long ago that we met Sean. And here he is living in a country, living in a paradise. 60 seconds, he says he walks out his door and in less than 60 seconds, he's on the beach. That didn't happen by accident. None of these goals that I'm experiencing in my life have happened by accident. There's no mistake that I'm where I am today. There's no mistake that Sean's where he is today. There's no mistake Vladdy's where she is today. There's no mistake Roddy is where he is today. It became a decision. It's something that was chosen. And that's where we're going to next. So if you really want your life, whether it's next year, whether it's still this year, to be the best year ever, or to be living the best life that you deserve to be living, you're going to be making I'm going to be making some life-changing suggestions right now. And I've already been making them. I've already been making them and asking you, and we've been engaging. I asked you to decide what it is that you would really love. You have to decide that. You've got to make that decision. I can't make it for you. Now you've got to decide. But what I want you to do is I want you to push past those old limiting beliefs, those old paradigms. Do not let them stop you. Just think from the place, and I know Vladdy was writing this in the chat box as well. What would you love? My favorite question. What would you love? What would you love? What would you love? What would you love? And this is not a question, a 4-word question that you ask yourself once. You can ask yourself that every day. You can ask yourself that question to put yourself back on track when you get off track. It is a phenomenal switch technique to put yourself. You decide. You're deciding right now. You showed up here today because you made a decision. But as we saw with Leanne Reynolds, who wrote this in the chat box, you make great decisions, positive decisions every day. Leanne did. Leanne decided to come to an event that we were doing. She made a decision. See, all these decisions contribute to your great life. Leanne made a decision to talk to Vladdy, to talk to her about making a positive contribution to this world and to become somebody who is involved in an industry where there's unlimited potential, where there is a deep need. That was a decision. You've got to be making decisions every day. You wake up, you make a decision how you will be. You're making decisions on what you're choosing to accept into your consciousness. You're deciding that right now. You're making decisions on what you will do with this information. You're making a decision on what you will do every single day, how you will be every single day. Decision is very important to your life, to your results. And I want you to understand just how valuable your decisions are. And when I ask you the question, are you committed to having next year be your best year ever? You got to decide that. You may want it, but have you decided? There's a big difference. There is a big difference. What's the difference? By your actions, by what you're doing with it. Deciding is part of it, but then you got to move into action. You've got to commit. And that's where the difference is. That's where you will see the results. When will you see the results? Maybe not right away. You'll feel them right away, because by feeling the results of what you desire now in this moment, you're attracting it into your life. You're attracting the way, the means, everything is being attracted to you. Everything requisite for the fulfillment of your goal will be attracted to you because you've committed. You've made a decision that every single day, every day, bar none, you're going to be working on you. You're going to be manifesting with ease. And we can show you how to do it. Absolutely show you how to do it, but you got to commit. So what I want you to commit to between now and the 2nd of January is that you're going to be with us on the 2nd of January. Are you going to commit to that right now? Will you be with us live for our next session? Same time of day. We're doing it on Zoom, same link, January 2nd, January 3rd. We're meeting at 12 noon again. I want you to commit to be here. Let me go look at my chat box and see what kind of course. All right. Yay. All right. Beautiful. Commit. All right. We're going to see all of you. We're making a note of everybody's name that's committing here, and we'll see you on that day. Now, we're not finished yet. Still have more to do. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. Awesome. Adding it to my calendar. Love it, Megan. Okay, great. There we saw an example of follow through. Megan says yes, and adding it to her calendar. Michelle's adding it to her calendar. Okay, perfect. Looking forward to seeing you there. My bags are packed, says Maddie. Love it. Wee, says Sharon. Okay, good stuff. Elaine's here too. Awesome. What better way to start off the year? You got that right, Sarah. In my calendar. Perfect. Okay, Nana's here. All right, great. Okay, I think it's time that we give another gift away. Okay, somebody said, oh, whoa, wait. Omer, yes. Oh, birthday. All right, we're going to be celebrating your birthday. Okay, beautiful. Okay, good. Let's give another gift away. Let's give away the Power Life script again. If you have it, that's fine. We can give it away to someone that you love because we have gift cards that we would happily gift to you. And I'm going to turn it over to Vladdy and Roddy to find our winner. Find our winner. And while they're doing that, I want to go to my last slide. I have one more slide, and then we're going to open it up for questions. And then we're going to do, you know what? Dr. Hanan is saying, we want a gift to have a private session with you. You know what? I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to offer you right now. I'm going to do a private session with you because you asked. Now, don't everybody start asking for that. Okay. I'm just going to give it to her. So email us, support@peggymccall.com. We'll arrange it. That thought actually popped in my consciousness earlier today to give that away. We didn't take action on it, but you asked, you must have picked my message up in the field. I will do it for you. Okay, so we'll get booked on a session. You manifested it exactly. Beautiful. Yeah, and you know what? She's kind. She was congratulating Brandy, well, Brandy's, the two Brandys, which, some people get upset, like, oh, I'm going to win, right? No, she went to a really good place right away. And I know a number of you did as well. So that's great. I love it. Okay, so Roddy and Vladdy, have you found somebody already? Yeah. Okay. Vladdy says yes. Okay, Vladdy, you want to tell us who it is?
Yeah, we decided we would love to award Martina Wagner.
Awesome. All right, Martina, congratulations. So Martina, if you have Power Life script, you can gift it to somebody that you care about as well, or it'll be given to you. So just email support@peggymccall.com and we will definitely make sure that you get the gift. Now, we do have another gift that we're going to be giving away before we wrap up today. And that is the Manifest Your Dream Home. Now, if you already have that program, that's okay, because you can gift it. It's a $1,000 program. You can gift it to someone else if you wish. Okay. Okay. All right, great. Let's go to our final slide, and then we're going to open up for questions. Okay, so we're going to commit. There we go. We've got lots of commitments here. Here's my final slide. One of the things that we decided to do when we put together our Be Free in 23 was a private session with, or complimentary private one-on-one session, strategy session with the amazing Vladdy, who many of you know, and if you don't, you should get to know Vladdy because she is an incredible, incredible woman. So Vladdy, I'm going to bring you into the spotlight right now, if you're okay with this. And we don't plan these things, by the way. And sometimes when I ask Roddy or Vladdy to speak, they're like deer in the headlights, like, what? You want me to do what? And so Vladdy, what do you see as the great value for people booking a strategy session with you? Why would someone do that?
I really would love people to realize what their real goal and dream and purpose is. Because I see so many people who come on a call and they think they know what their goal is. They think they know what their purpose is. And they think they may have an idea what's stopping them. And after the conversations, which we actually expand, obviously, this is, you know, like the type of questions we ask him. I've been trained by Peggy, and it really brings out the truth you and the real passion you have. And the questions I give you, then lots of people say, well, I never thought of that. And that is why Peggy says, what happens, like she can absolutely help you to get where you guys want to go. But I didn't know this at the beginning, you know, I just thought like, well, another program, I already bought so many, and why would I buy more? One is enough, I'm growing. It's not really, firstly, it's a bad attitude. Secondly, there is a reason why we are drawn to certain programs and stuff. And when you grow, it never stops. So I still experience, you know, that every time I set a bigger goal and every time I step up, the new paradigms come in, or the old ones, which still hasn't been replaced. And I believe they were. So the same happens on the calls. We have a chat, and it's about you realizing that is my goal. That is my purpose. This is what I would absolutely love. I didn't really think that way. And you start thinking bigger, because people just come to the calls thinking what they can have or what they're able to have. But you are the highest form of creation. You can be, do, give, or have anything you desire within the realms of nature, like Peggy says. But you need to really connect to your heart and to your passion, and then realize, is my goal the right goal? You know, like the biggest lessons I've learned from Peggy, and I remember this was the exercise she's given me when she started training me on a private level. And I've given her my goals, and she said, look at them again and see how many of them you've written with your paradigms. And I thought, I have. If she hasn't asked me the question, I thought, oh, I'm working with the best goals ever. What if you're actually working with not the right goal for you, the one that is not bringing the highest person? Because all of you want to be greater and grander version of yourself. That is why you're here, because you know there's more. You know that. Like, I don't have to say that. Peggy doesn't have to, Roddy. You all know that. That's why you're here. Now, you probably don't know how to do it, because, you know, for me, it's not a question. Now I only ask questions. What is it costing me not to do this? There's no more, oh, do I have time? No, nobody. Everybody has the same time. Peggy spoke about it earlier. Do you have more money? The money will come if you really, really, really desire it. Happened to me, experienced it, like the lady popped in a chat. Well, what if the bank is calling me? Well, because that's what you're focused on. That's what happens, and you're not going to change the results by doing that, because you're operating from a frequency of luck. So what happens on the calls? You really connect to your dream, and then it's up to you to decide. It's up to you to make a decision. And lots of people don't make a decision. You know, like, let's be honest, ask yourself a question. When I make a decisions, are they really committed, irrevocable decisions which actually change your vibration? And when you change your vibration, it happens physically, you know, like left and right hemisphere of your brain just produces a chemical. So it really changes. Now it moves you to a different frequency. And when you're on a different frequency, think of a radio. If Peggy plays radio, she says, oh, I love this song. Vladdy, put let's call it fun radio on. If I'm not on a frequency of fun radio, I'm not hearing the song. That does not mean that the song is not playing. The song is playing, but I'm not there. So you're not on the frequency of your goal and dream. And if you just need to learn the principles and have Peggy and team, or, you know, like if you choose to, we can help you. And Peggy absolutely can. She's been helped me, helped Ronnie, she's helping all of us. Because there is certain things which you're blocking and you can't see. And you can never tell. When she tells me stuff, I'm like, of course, it's so obvious. But do you really see that? No, we don't see them yourselves because we're sometimes in our own mist for paradigms, beliefs, whatever limitations we created. And we can't get through the mist. You know, it almost someone has to say to you, oh, just go straight. And then you pass the mist and you're like, oh, clear view. But you have to get out of the mist and really see your dream clearly, connect to it and go for it. Something didn't work, don't give up. You know, there are certain things which we do. It's for us to experience it differently. And we had to, you know, I struggled and I had to struggle. Now I understand because we can help people. And, you know, like if Peggy didn't go through all the challenges, how could she actually help you if she hasn't experienced it? And that's where you can always change the result. Make a decision, but you are the ones who have to decide. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody should really, we don't interfere with people's dreams. It's and that's why you have to ask. You have to ask for help because we're not actually making other people to do what we want. It's your life. Would you love your life to be greater and grander version of yourself, which is the key, because then everything else changes automatically.
That's so good, Patty. I love that. You know, you reminded me of this book, Neville Goddard, Out of This World, which I know is one of your favorite books as well. And, you know, when you use that analogy of the radio station, you know, if we want some fun dance music, you know, we're going to tune into that. But it's playing nonetheless, even if we turn it off, that's still the frequencies there. And that immediately reminded me of this. And that's what I want all of you to understand is that your goals, whatever it is you desire, that income that you desire to earn, it's already there. It's already done. All those outcomes are all possibilities that are there for you to claim, right? That's why we're talking about make the commitment, like make a decision and then make the commitment, you know, to that goal, to that outcome. You've got to see it and know that it's already done. Michelle asked the question in the right-hand box, who helps Peggy? And, you know, who helps me? Robert Collier, Robert Russell, Ernest Holmes, Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Joseph Murphy, and Savvy, you know, Bob Proctor, who's from beyond now. I mean, they're all helping me. And, you know, I have some folks like Phil Goldfine and I are really good friends. And I met Phil actually when he came to one of my seminars. And Phil and I really resonate with each other. We do seminars together because we're like-minded, because we understand this. Brian Proctor is a very good friend of mine. We talk all the time. We're very, very close. Brian was raised with these materials. Mary Morrissey, she's another friend of mine. She was probably one of Bob's closest and dearest friends. And, you know, I'm hanging out with and communicating with people who are into these materials. And that's what you want to do. You want to surround yourself. When I look at the right-hand side and see the number of people that are here and the familiar names and, you know, people that are involved in our other programs, whether they're Destiny coaches or NMSI entrepreneur or skipping levels or whatever, we've got a lot of like-minded, real committed people here. And it's not that what we're sharing is not necessarily going to be earth-shattering. There's nothing new. When I wrote my book, Your Destiny Switch, which was published by Hay House, it was my 4th book. And I told the folks at Hay House that I wanted to call this book, The World Doesn't Need Another Self-Help Book, because the world doesn't need another self-help book. They don't need another self-help seminar. They don't need another self-help video online. You see, it's the understanding and the application. Why do we study so many different people? Why do we study from so many books? Like in Club Achieve, somebody would like us to give away Club Achieve, by the way, which I think we should do. And so, you know, why? Because they're different teachers, different masters, but it's the same message. The message is not going to be any different. So if you hear Vladdy sharing with you, let's say you get on that strategy call because you are interested in discovering more and finding out more and how to be more committed and how to be that serious student that's consistently producing results. Yeah, you're going to talk with a woman who is a master. Now, why? Why did I choose to work with Vladdy? I saw Vladdy, I know, and this is what I see in everyone. I saw her geniusness. I saw what it was. But what I also saw was her commitment, her discipline, her dedication to this work. And she doesn't deviate from it. She's a very serious student. And she is constantly asking me this: how can I improve upon what I'm already doing? Not from a place of, oh, I feel bad about who I am and not showing up in the world in the way that I possibly could, from a sign of strength, from a sign of confidence. When Vladdy asks me that question, how can I get better? What do you suggest that I do? We're always having meetings. You know, we have our regular meeting every Monday. You know, how will we improve upon what we're doing in our organization? I wake up that way every day. I know Roddy wakes up that way every day. Vladdy wakes up that way every day. And this is the way you want to be waking up every day. You want to be waking up with the spirit of improvement, constant improvement, not because you're wrong or not doing it great now, but because you understand the importance of that. Nothing is staying the same, either getting better or getting worse. This was the books that I just showed Paula, Out of This World by Neville Goddard. Okay, so Marianne says, I joined Club Achieve to grow. Club Achieve, like every one of you should be in Club Achieve. Club Achieve is a study program, and the members study with me or a member of my team. Now, I like to do the calls, and I'm on every single call that I possibly can because I'm madly in love with it. But if I can't do it, Vladdy will do the call. Or if Vladdy can't do it, Roddy will do the call. Or if Roddy and Vladdy can't do it, Kayla will do the call. Somebody from the team will do the call, or I'll pre-record it and we'll have it go live. But Club Achieve is a program that's a daily study program. And Club Achieve is at clubachieve.com. If you want to check it out, you can certainly check it out. But let's give away a month membership to Club Achieve so you can check it out for those of you that aren't in it. Or if you're already in it, I want to give the opportunity for somebody who's already in it to give it as a gift to someone else. For 1 month, we're going to give away Club Achieve. Okay, 1 month for Club Achieve. And Roddy, I want you to find our winner, okay? Because Vladdy's busy right now. She's with me. We're chatting here. And so Roddy's going to pick our winner for this. Thank you, Vladdy. Thank you for answering that question. I really appreciate it. So what I also want to say to everyone that's on the call right now, if you have any questions, you can either raise your hand and we would bring you into the spotlight here. There we go. All right, perfect, Dr. Hanat. Now, I may be saying your name inaccurately and you can correct me. We're going to bring you into the spotlight. There she is. Okay. Am I saying your name properly?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, how can I serve?
Miss Peggy, first of all, I'm so happy to be on this call. You cannot imagine like how long I've been wanted to see you like online, and like I've been following you for years. Also, I've been following Mr. Bob Proctor. I was actually wanted to go with his program, and I was really sad that he passed away at the beginning of this year. But luckily, I just registered in his program through a consultant. So I'm going to take his course this year, inshallah. I just wanted to let you know that also I registered in the Power Life script.
Excellent.
Before I purchased this program, I started like writing a paragraph. And once I purchased this program, I got a lot of ideas. I still didn't finish the whole program, but I like wrote 1.5 pages.
Okay.
And I have like a personal coach, and I was reading part of my scenario to her, and she was telling me, Hanan, you know, I feel like I am inside your house now. And so it was very inspiring, and it helped me a lot. And I'm looking forward, inshallah, to manifest all what I have written in the scenario. But I just wanted Miss Peggy to ask you, you mentioned something interesting in this call, is that we don't know the date where we are gonna manifest.
Right.
So my question is there like tips, methodologies that we can follow in order to make manifestation process easier and faster for us?
Yes. Yeah. Use your Power Life script. It's absolutely the best technique there is. Like the more you're in alignment with the outcome, in other words, it's like if you mentioned that somebody said that they're living in that house with you. So if that's part of what your goal, is that a goal that you have to own a dream home?
Yes, one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the fastest way to get there is to be there. All right. The fastest way to get there is to be there. Being there is something that is actively going on in your imagination, right? You're there, you wake up there, you're walking down the hallway there, you're doing your dishes there, you're cooking there, you're going to sleep there. Everything you're doing is there in the place, which is the place is the outcome. It's done. It's already done. And it's the same thing, like whether anyone listening right now has a goal for, let's say Holly, who's going to come into the hot seat in a moment. And so Holly, I saw a flash go by here a moment ago where she's getting married, right? And so let's say that was Holly's main goal. I'm not saying it's her main goal. It's one of her goals, probably. I know it's owning a home, it's marriage, it's, whatever it happens to be. So in her mind, regardless of whether she's single or not, she must be there. Where? Married, right? Married in her dream home, living that life, earning the kind of money, seeing the money in her bank account. You've got to be there in the outcome in consciousness. That's what the new mind is. The new mind is where you're in consciousness, living, residing, acting, feeling, doing as that person that has already accomplished the goal, right? So when you write your life script and you record your life script and you're listening to your life script, it will put you there if it's done properly, right? So I listen to mine and I have this big smile on my face because I'm there. But then, you put the headphones away and you walk down the hall, you should still be feeling it. The more you're feeling that alignment, the more you're feeling like, yes, this is done. And you're feeling the joy and the gratitude or whatever other emotions you would feel, knowing that that is already done. You're in full on manifestation mode. That's what I call full on manifestation mode. So you're there every day. Bob used to say this. He used to say, there is a place. And what is he talking about? He's talking about the outcome that you've already manifested in your life. That's a place. It's a place in consciousness. That's where it is. It resides in your consciousness. So stay in alignment with it. That's what Vladdy was talking about earlier when we tune in, right? We tune in. I do this with the dial because that's the way radios used to be, with a dial. Now it's just buttons you push or you touch your screen or whatever. But, you want to get into alignment. You got to go there in your consciousness, which means you're thinking and feeling. You're thinking and you're feeling. That's why this is such a valuable understanding. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret to everything. Feeling is the secret to manifesting anything that you desire. You got to feel as if it's there in your life now. Okay. All right. Wonderful. All right. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. We're going to bring Holly into the spotlight. Add to the spotlight.
Hi there.
Hi, how
Hi,
are you,
Peggy.
Holly?
Hi, Vladdy. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy to have you here. Your decorations look nice.
Oh, thank you. Nick did it last night. It was such a huge help.
That's great. Is Nick your boyfriend?
He is actually, so we are getting married. We're getting married in September. So
Oh,
we've been together.
congratulations.
Thank you. We've been together for like 7 years and we're a little untraditional. Technically, he hasn't given me the ring yet, but in January, I was like, listen, we know, are you going anywhere? I'm not going anywhere. Just can I start planning the wedding? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So I've been planning the wedding all year and it's finally like 9 months away. We're very excited, but it's such a success story too, because I'm working on abundance. And I remember asking Vladdy a similar question of like, how do I have that abundant feeling when I don't really, like, in the back of my brain, it's not reality. It's a very fine game that we play.
It is a game. You're absolutely right. And you now know how, right, Holly?
Yes, I am not a master, but I am a master.
Whoa,
I am a master.
Wait a minute. You are a master.
Yes, I am a master. And it's true
right.
because, as I said, I never thought like a backyard wedding was like, I'm fine with that. But the amount of money that has gone into this wedding is mind blowing. Like I would have never, ever dreamt. And now I do. Like I just got a dress recently. I just put a down payment on a dress that is way more expensive than I would ever have dreamed. And it's so beautiful. It's like the dream dress. And I'm just so grateful for like where all this is coming from. I have no idea, but I just love it. I dream about it all the time, and it's happening, and it's just incredible. It's so amazing. So I'm very happy that I'm in this training, and it's like magically paying off. It really is a magical feeling. It's wonderful. So I did have a question about, I have a lot of big goals. You know, I know what they are, but there are a lot of them. And I know that they're all in my Power Life script, you know, and every day we're reiterating them, and I'm thinking about all of them. But on the day to day, do you just like focus on that feeling of creativity and abundance instead of like focusing? Because I get very, trying to say this without
I hear you.
saying
You're
it.
watching your every word, right?
A paradigm that I fight is being overwhelmed and not being able to focus, you know, on what I'm doing. And so is that just the feeling as you're going day to day and doing your projects every day, as long as you're taking steps in the right direction? Do you just focus on that feeling of abundance, and that's how you manifest multiple huge goals at one time, basically?
Yeah, I mean, the truth is this, and this is what, you know, you may hear people say, focus on one goal. Why would they say that? Because that's their belief, right? But we have the ability to focus on anything we want. We can have as much as we want, you know, a variety of goals. Now, you did say a couple things like big goals. They're neither big nor small, only thinking makes it so.
Sure.
Right. So we can assume they're big. It's like you're talking about your wedding. We could probably, you know, in contrast, like we don't assume it's expensive until we see something that's inexpensive. And so in contrast to your wedding expenses, it's not expensive or inexpensive. It just is.
Right. And
right?
it is really just playing out to be just how it is. It's just whatever I would want, it ends up just happening. It's really great.
Exactly. Whatever it is that you want. So when I listen to my Power Life script as an example, it does have my goals in it, but not as like they're done, right? I'm living my life like that. And it's not just one goal. There's a variety of goals. So we have the ability to manifest anything that we want. Your paradigms will determine whether you believe that's true for you, right? So, but you can go for it. And ultimately, it's not that we want these things. It's not that Muriel wants the house. She wants what it feels like to be living in her dream house, right? So what is she doing? She's focusing on what that feels like.
I think about it every day.
She's waking up in her dream home, going to sleep in her dream home. She's driving in her driveway into her dream home. And she's just like, oh, I'm so grateful for my dream home. And she's living it and believing it and knowing it's done. So there's no anxiousness, and there's certainly no overwhelm. And that's what you want to really be aware of and notice those things, right? Like, am I feeling anxious about that? Because if you are, what is that? Opportunity to change it.
True.
Yeah, right. Every
so
time.
true.
And when you're into like autocorrect, it's like the autopilot system on an airplane, right? It's the plane's off track most of the time. We're off track most of the time, but we want to put ourselves back on track and put ourselves back on track. And that's what Neville talks about in this book. Your dominant feeling should be the one that's in alignment with what you desire. That's, you know, it's not that you're not going to feel challenged or overwhelmed. It's not that you're not going to feel disillusioned or fearful or worried or doubtful. You may and likely will feel those, because those are the old paradigms that are trying to pull you back. But all you do is simply notice it. Oh, okay. And notice it not from a frustration point of view. Notice it from a place of, ooh, opportunity, right?
Well, I've been also thinking that too, is like, and every time I feel that physical feeling, I'm like, oh, that's excitement. You know, I'm excited. You know, it's a big goal. I'm excited to tackle it. And
good.
What I've started doing from one of your classes actually is I'll take and I'll write down the feelings that I'm having, the thoughts that I'm having, and then I'll write down the exact opposite of that thought.
Right on.
I'll do negative thoughts and then positive thoughts, and I'll flip them. And it's amazing. Like the positive thought script, you're like, oh, like that's so much better and actually way more accurate, you know? So it's a great exercise that I've been doing. So thank you so much.
Brilliant. But I love it. You know, Holly, you and your mom and dad, who I love and appreciate, are real committed. And what's fun is that as a family, you're doing this.
Yeah, we're a Peggy McColl family.
I love that. I love that you're.
And I can't tell you, like, especially on I can't speak for my mom, but the abundance and like growth and amazing things that have happened in the past year are only the start of what's to come. And
oh, so true. Goosebumps, as you say it. Total goosebumps.
Really excited. 2023 is it's gonna be real big for me as well. I already know it because I'm taking over a business. I know I'm going to at least double that enrollment status. Like I know it's coming, and it's hard to be like, oh, it's not here yet, but it's like, well, manifestation, honestly, it's exciting work, but it is work. You have to be patient and know that your time is coming. Like, as you always say, it may not be here now, but
you got to feel it now, though.
Don't date it,
right now. Yeah. You got to
because it could come tomorrow. You could buy a $4,000 wedding dress tomorrow and be like, what? Like, I did not think I was going to be doing that today. So just keep an open heart.
That's so good.
Thank you so much, Peggy. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Holly. I appreciate you. All right. So we're going to give away a membership into the Club Achieve right now for 1 month. And Roddy's going to do it. Roddy, did you pick somebody?
Yeah, drum roll. One person was pretty persistent in wanting it, and I love persistence. It's a great quality to have. So I'm going to give it to Megan McConaughey. Congratulations.
All right. Yes, she just wrote, keep an open heart. Thanks, Holly. I love that. Woohoo, she says. Okay, great. Is Megan already in Club Achieve or?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. All right. Well, Megan, you're going to love it. Roddy's going to get you set up so that you can join us in our Club Achieve class, and we'd be happy to serve you. Vladdy, I've kept you in the spotlight. I hope you're okay with that. If you want to jump in or add in or anything, you're very welcome to. So, one of the things that I did want to mention, if you see me looking down, I'm not looking at something, I'm taking notes in this lovely book that Vladdy gave me. See, Vladdy, I'm using the book that you gave me. And so, when we think about one of the questions that was asked earlier, and it might have been Hanan that asked this question, is that it might not have been, I don't remember actually at this point, but here's what I wrote down. And like, if you're wondering, like, how do you feel as if, or how do you go to that place that you've already accomplished the goal that you've set for yourself? Do you know how? Do you guys know how? I want to ask you if you know how. I'll tell you how, but I want to know if you know how. I know Vladdy knows how. Act as if. Okay. Thank you, Nirvana. Okay, imagination. Yes, yes. Okay, now we're seeing all the answers. Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's imagination. You're using your imagination. You're using your imagination. That's what you're doing. And who has imagination? Like, I don't know who it was, but I saw a comment in the chat box at some point where somebody said they can't visualize. Absolutely, you can visualize. Everybody can visualize. But if you tell yourself you can't, what happens? You won't. Right? You got to believe, you got to know that you can. And is it simple as saying I can visualize, or I'm visualizing now? Yes, it is that simple. Let's not make it any more complicated than what it can be. People tend to make things complicated for sure. Okay, Jamie, I see your hand is raised. We're going to bring you into the spotlight. Here's another lovely lady who's very committed to success. Oh, let's make it so that she can unmute her line. There you go. You'll be able to unmute now.
I'm unmuted.
Yay.
Here's my question. After all these many, many things that are happening to me, it's like anything I ask for, I get. So I'm gradually getting brave enough to ask for more and more.
Good.
Because it keeps coming pretty quickly now. It's so amazing and surprising. I feel like Holly was feeling. Anyway, my question is, my father became a millionaire just without a team, just his own business, doing what he loved, just himself. And I'm kind of like that. I like to do everything myself.
Mm-hmm.
So in your opinion, do you think I'm limiting myself by feeling that way? Because
nope, absolutely not. You got to honor what you love as well. You got to honor what you love. And again, we don't have to tell the universe how it happens, but if you see yourself as you're not writing in your script that you're running a multi-million-dollar organization with thousands of employees, because that's not what you want.
I don't want that.
Right? So when we're thinking about defining our future, like defining how we are going to choose how to live our life, and we really think from a perspective of what do I want? Like when Vladdy says to people, what would you love? It's not what somebody else thinks you should have or what you think your parents would want for you. It's what would you really love? Like I love getting up in the morning and walking down the hallway and I'm at work, right? And
Me
it
too.
snowed, yeah, it snowed the other day and the roads were messy and I didn't have to get out there and drive in that crap or get in traffic and, you know, although it's not that it's a bad thing, it can be a very good thing because I still do use my vehicle as a education on wheels, right? Because you can be utilizing your time more effectively. Like my son invests a lot of time in a vehicle every day and he buys audiobooks. He's an auditory learner like me and that's what he does. Anyways, here's the point. It's how would you love it to be for you? Now, you don't have to say specifically, like, I want it to be done this way. Just what you're doing is you're going to the outcome of what does this feel like now that I am living my life? Let the universe reveal the way. But you're also not saying what it isn't. It isn't. So, for example, you wouldn't say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm easily earning millions of dollars each and every year while I am bing, ding, 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 and you're going through all the details. The universe will figure out the details. You just have to see it done, which means I'm so happy and grateful. You could even say solopreneur, if that's what you desire. I'm a solopreneur. That means you're on your own, right? You're doing your own thing, or you may not even want to go there. Yeah, you could just say, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm easily earning, doing work that I love, or doing, you know, making a difference in the world, and that it's easy for me and I enjoy every minute of it. You know, and then part of the description can be that, you know, I just really am madly in love with what I do. Like it's so incredibly fulfilling and rewarding, and how that's going to be is how that's going to be.
Well, right now I'm madly in love with what I do. And I'm just wondering if you need a team to save time to make a higher income, a high enough income. That's really good. You know, that's why I wasn't sure if I was limiting myself.
No, I don't think so. Like, see, where that's coming from is what Vladdy was talking about earlier, paradigm, right? And it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It just is a thing, right? And so Vladdy said something earlier, which was such a brilliant concept. She's like, set your goals. This was something I had taught her. Set your goals and then look at your goals and see, did I set these from my paradigm, from my previous limited way of thinking? Right? But here's something else to think about. And I know you're good at this too, Jamie. Make decisions from the new version of you, not the old version, not the paradigm version, right? Not the limited thinking version. And that's something Vladdy teaches people too, is you make decisions as the person that has already created the success in your life. Now, it may feel uncomfortable and likely will feel uncomfortable in the beginning, because ultimately what you're looking to do and to be is comfortable with the outcome, natural. That's what Neville Goddard says in The Power of Awareness. He says the reason why people do not accomplish the goals that they've set for themselves is because they don't feel it naturally. They don't feel it naturally. Like Vladdy, you worked your way up to feeling naturally as the greatest sales chick in the world. You're writing a book about it, right? And there's a process that goes on.
You know, Peggy, I would love to say lots of people actually message me and say what really made a difference. You know, 3 years ago, it was a health scare, which it started. I don't want to give the story because I really want to keep this short. But the point is, like lots of you actually messaging and saying, oh, I want to meet Peggy in person. I did, Roddy did. Feel it. It's done. Then I wanted to meet Bob, and Peggy made it happen. It was online because, you know, he wasn't traveling at that point. It was pandemic, but still, and he laser coached me. Then I met Phil, and, you know, like he's actually coaching me as well now, because I've made a decision which was actually idea I came up with Peggy sitting next to her, and she said, well, what do you do? And somehow we talked and talked. When you're surrounded by people and when you're in a mentorship, and I'm going to say mentorship mainly, that made the hugest difference in my life.
My dream is to get the skipping levels. I'm
Skipping levels change.
Yeah, I really want that.
And it's the #1 program I've taken, and I've taken many mentors, and I love them all. And I've studied most of the stuff with Bob Proctor and Mary Morrison stuff, but I felt so like, that is actually the expression I'm gonna use. Skipping levels is something that will totally get you into feeling. Not just feeling, that is what produces the vibration that moves you to that frequency where you're hearing that song on that frequency. you and your goal becomes one, because what it is, it gives you accountability. And Peggy totally revamped it now. Like now, whoever gets in, it is a program where you get to actually have to send an email to the team, mostly Roddy, but to a team, and we are watching you and we're watching your vibration. You have to say what vibration you're feeling, your accountability. Accountability is the thing that really produces the results. I'm on day 74 reading Decision with Roddy, 74 out of 90. We think 90 days? It was like, oh, it's a little bit long. But we're 74 today, and we're going with Alan, and I think he's on a call. It's something 60, I can't remember because I'm doing 3 things. So make a decision. But when you don't have that accountability and mentorship, it's, you know, like we're in our own way. And that mastering, it's someone who shows you light. They're not telling you where to go, because, you know, they just, you know, like the lighthouse, it's lighting, but you still have to steer the ship. But it's showing you the light, which way to go. And that is what happens to you, because we just don't always know, because we think from our paradigms. That's the whole point what Peggy said. But skipping levels, like Jamie, I think you should be in it. Like,
I'm starting to skip levels now, so I want that boost to really, like, I feel ready for it. Like
you are always ready. You just weren't tuned to it, and that's the thing. You all are ready. You are ready now, and making a decision. People say, I've made a decision. I did not have a money when I paid for it. I borrowed from 4 different sources. I'm not suggesting to anyone on this call to do that, but I so wanted it, and would love it. I would love now, but really it's like a kid. And I was saying to Roddy yesterday, my daughter decided she wants a hoverboard. And I was like, you're not getting a hoverboard for a birthday 3 days before, you know, like, and again, that was my limitation. So such an expensive friend. She manifested it. My friend texted me the day after. She put stickers everywhere. Thank you for my hoverboard, because obviously she is me and my notes. My best friend texted me next day saying, look, we just thought that we could get her a collective present of something bigger she would really like. They got her the hoverboard. 6 days later, she has the hoverboard, which I was against. Like, you have to really make a decision. Do I want to be in a skipping levels? There are payment plans. You know, I've taken payment plans. You just the money will always come. That is maybe not your habitual thinking. Now I know. We were saying it with Roddy. We've done something where we make a decision, go from the end, and you dare. Like, think about where are you going to be in 6 months if you don't do it. Still asking questions, and this is not a judgment, but we hear people asking the same question. We just want to take you guys and say, come on, just come over to us, because you can't change. We're in our own way, not really seeing through the mist. You know, it really is. When I was landing in Edinburgh, you know, they had to put the autopilot, because they said, guys, can you switch off completely your phones, because the pilot can't see a thing. Now, that is your subconscious, which is running you 95% of your day. And make no mistakes, 95% of the day, roughly, you're being run by your programming. Are you really happy with the results? And when you understand these materials, like, why is the Skipping Levels my favorite program? Because it's changed every area of my life. Financial, time, mental freedom, health and wealth, being, the way I'm thinking. It's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to it. You can react or you can respond to things. And when you understand the principles, you're going to be very careful how you're responding to things. Because if that's what you think and believe, the way you're doing it, that is the results we produce. And we all want to be just better and greater. And you all deserve to be. And that was another Skipping Levels. You learn the laws. You learn the faculties, and you learn, number one for me, what Peggy really is good at. She teaches you that you're worthy and you really deserve the stuff you desire. And that was something I've struggled with. I didn't believe I deserved to be a millionaire. Why would I know there are more people? And I thought it was wrong that I would have more money, and there are people who are struggling, but more money you have, more you can actually help the others, because you're passionate on helping others, so you can do so much with the money. It's not that you want them for yourself. But like Peggy said, it's who you become in the process.
Mhm.
Who do you really become? So I would advise anyone, I'm happy to like chat on the call when we're talking about the goals. I can give you more information about it. But that is something that absolutely changed my life because of the deserving worthiness, your inner love, inner connection to your higher power, understanding who you are, how you produce, knowing about the laws. Peggy recorded a really good lesson about the laws. If you don't know how the laws work, that's another thing. You know, you're actually going and doing stuff that might be a little bit against yourself.
The learning is endless, really. I mean, it's so deep. It's simple, but so deep.
All
Every
right.
ingredient is important, like the self-worth, like you said.
So true.
Well, I
Okay,
try
well,
to do
you know what,
something new every day. That's my new
it's not
thing.
even doing new things, Jamie. It's you know,
My
like,
reason is for that is to get comfortable with being on, getting out of the paradigm, getting out of the comfort zone. I'm just like exercising that muscle, kind of.
all right, great. Well, we see you in skipping levels, so you see it for yourself, and I'm
I
certain you'll
do
be
see myself there.
All right. Thank you. You know, I'm noticing a lot of comments in the right-hand side in the chat box saying, give it away, give it away. If you guys want it, join. Like skippinglevels.com. Go to the web, you can join us. You see, you're assuming that the way in is by us giving it to you, but you can join as well. And you'll likely get a lot more out of it when you invest in yourself, like Sarah just wrote there too, is investing in yourself. That's really what it is. It's an investment in yourself. You know, Vladdy says, like, and Vladdy is very much, you know, Vladdy, Roddy, me, Kayla, you know, anyone that's on my team, we're from the same mindset. We're like-minded. And the reason for that is because we attract based on who we are. And, you know, Vladdy's not a high pressure, pushy kind of gal. She'll want to lead you and she'll want to encourage you. Why? Because as you can see, she believes in it. Why? Because it's changed her life. It's changed my life. You know, I was struggling, wanting to die. Like I didn't want to live. I was suicidal before I got into these materials. Has it changed my life? Well, in every way, just like you, Vladdy. And we continue to use it because no matter who you are, where you are, you're not void of challenges, right? I went through a challenge last year, one that strengthened me, one that I came out better and stronger than I've ever been. Not really fun. Was it something that I chose? Probably at an unconscious level, at a subconscious level. It happened. It is what it is. Immediately you look for the blessings and it will strengthen you. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are. Everybody will go through adversity for sure. Okay. Okay. So Hanan, you said, please explain both programs. Which programs do you mean? Skipping levels or which program? Just type in the chat box. That would be great. Okay, now we are going to be giving away Manifest Your Dream Home. Thank you, Brandy. We are going to be giving away Manifest Your Dream Home as well before we wrap up in a few minutes. But before we do wrap up, we're going to take one more question. And that question is going to be from Marie Ann. So come on in, Marie Ann, come on into the spotlight. And Vladdy and I would love to serve you. Okay.
Hi.
There we go.
Thank you for viewing my Power Life script in that workshop. So I've been listening to it nonstop, and it's amazing. So my question is, I'm going to try and see if I can explain this the best way. But first of all, I want to say, because I really want skipping levels so bad, because that's what Daddy found out together. That's the best choice for me. And so someone said in here that his bank calls him. My bank called me last week too, and he was like at me about my account course. And then I said, you know what? I have this coaching program. How can I make that happen? And he said, you can't, because you are where you are. And I'm like, I didn't ask if I loan the money. I asked how. And he just kept on and on. And so I just, okay. Normally I would have felt defeated. But like, when you're in this kind of energy, I just went, okay, this is clearly not the way for me then. There's another way that has to come up. I love that. You said that, Patty, that when you want something, at some point, some ideas will come to you. And you just have to go for it.
And that's what happens, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you see yourself, Marianne, in skipping levels. It's like Jamie, right? You're there. And I know other people want it as well. You see yourself there. The how's going to show up when you're in the experience of knowing it's already done.
Yeah, exactly. So I have done some growth by being here. Now I invested in Club T because I want to work. I still have a little bit of a lack mentality and want to like rid of that.
Yeah, good. That you're committed to it. You are.
Yeah,
okay.
I am. I love the energy here, and I like someone said in here, I have you on my vision board off my desk here, so I'm gonna work with you someday. And buddy. My question is, with my Power Life script, I had a part where I had my soulmate in it, and we are on each side of the globe still, and it's frustrating. I'm trying not to go into that emotion, but it's kind of hard because I'm growing. I'm moving forward now, best I can. But he's still working on like the business he has to get out of where he is, and he's just so unlucky, that man. So he's really struggling, and his mood and his energy is getting it's starting to affect a little bit. So bad that even normally I would just listen to my Power Life script and I like hate that bad energy and get into the feeling of we're together now. So, but now it started affecting. How can I shield myself from that so he doesn't affect much?
Idea. And it's a good idea.
Can I affect him the other way?
Oh yeah, you can affect him the other way, but he has to allow it. He has to invite that effect in. If he's not willing to, he could be just blocking it all day long. He might not even be conscious that he's doing it. Actually,
I don't think so. It's
just help shed the light. Like, start seeing if there's even an opening there. Ask him, are you open? Are you open to understanding how this could be, the way you would love for it to be? And
I actually I asked him one day, because I told him that I got on the workshop and you actually picked my whole script. That was amazing. I'm so grateful. And he didn't really say anything. Then I said, you want to see it? You want to see the part you're in? Because I wanted to kind of affect this energy. And a few days later, as he said yes, and he actually wanted to see all of it.
Yeah, you want to see him, you want to put your energy into seeing him the way you would love it for it to be. Now, do you have full control over somebody else? No. But can you have energy or thoughts or positive expectations of somebody else? Sure. But you can't be attached to whether they do it or they don't do it. It's like when I decided I was purchasing a waterfront home and my husband's like, oh, there's no way I don't want a waterfront home. Like, why would I want two places to
he's like
cut the grass, right? And I just, it's like in here, out there, right? Or just, like the transparent shield, off it goes. It's just not, I'm not letting it in. I'm not letting it in. I'm not going to allow him to affect my dreams. Now, purchasing a waterfront place, does that hurt him in some way? No, it doesn't hurt him at all. It doesn't harm him in any way. So what did I do? I saw him being on board. I saw him happy. I saw him sitting on the deck with me or on the dock with me and celebrating. And I saw him specifically turning his head and saying, thank you. Thank you. And what happened? That's exactly what happened. He didn't even know I was doing this. And I was doing that on a regular, let go. Jennifer says, let go of resistance. Exactly. That's what you're doing. Like when there's resistance there, it's good to notice that it's there. Why? So you can do something about it, right? So you can, make a new decision. And that's what you're doing, Marianne. You're committed to this. You're not letting go. What do most people do? Let go. Like persistence is such a vital ingredient in success. Probably one of the most important parts of success. You got to not let go, like the dog with a bone. I wrote a book on that. Be a dog with a bone. Grab a hold of that baby. Don't let go. It's already done. Jamie is already in skipping levels. You are already in skipping. It's done. It's done.
Yeah, I do see myself there. Today, I really had a bad day today because I couldn't get myself out of that like negative emotions, and I felt really sad, and I was actually. Should I just stay off Club Achieve there? No.
That's when you need it.
So I went on,
right?
and then that's where it flipped, because what's this paragraph today you read about letting it go? And I have way too attached, like you said before. I'm so kind of holding on to. I want it to happen. I want it now.
That's what people do. They hold on to their resistance. Yeah. And they think it's going to save them somehow. It's a block. It's bringing you down, baby. It's not going to serve you whatsoever. So you
That's
develop
what
the
I had
awareness
today.
to notice it's there and you get rid of it.
Yeah,
Right?
Dr. Chief helped me out a bit today. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. It really is. It's absolutely. Why? Because of the study, because you're in the study, because you're,
Yeah.
it's a constant growth. And when you're feeling like you don't want to show up for the class, that's when you need to be there. More
Exactly.
important, all right?
So I showed up.
All right, thank you. And congrats
Thank
on
you.
your goal already being accomplished. Already done, already done. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up today. Let's bring Roddy into our spotlight too and have our friend here. Like, what I do, I don't do alone. Like, I have the most amazing team. And oh my God, I thank God every day for this amazing team. Like, we are so here for you. We're here to serve you. We're here to help up level your life. We're here to show you the way. We're here to celebrate you, to have you accomplish every goal. We put the link in there for you to book an appointment with Vladdy. Vladdy's blocked off her time. Vladdy's in Scotland right now. She flew over to meet Roddy for the very first time they met. And I said to Roddy, are you going to be meeting up with Vladdy after the call today? And she said, nope, Vladdy's opened up her calendar. She's going to make it available for those that want to get on a call with her. And that is so impressive. I mean, they really, really are here, like I am, to serve you. And we're so delighted to be here to serve you. And the question was asked about the Club Achieve program and skipping levels. Hanan had asked, just go to clubachieve.com, skippinglevels.com. You can find out more information on that. You can talk to Vladdy as well. Vladdy will talk to you about all the programs that we have and how we can serve you even further. Just book an appointment with her. She's happy to discuss it with you based on what you want, where you want to go. Because, doing the same thing is not going to get you to where you want to go. There's a new way of thinking, a new mind that must be created, a new way of being that's going to get you to where you want to go. Okay. And yes, happy holidays to you guys too. So let's award our winner. So we promised to give away Manifest Your Dream Home. And as I said, if you already have it, that's okay. Give it to a friend. So Roddy, did you already choose our winner for Manifest Your Dream?
Yes, Vladdy and I have happily going to award it to Holly Snyder. We're delighted to gift it to her with her new husband, and they'll kickstart, well, now in their brand new home.
I love it. Oh, that's amazing. I got goosebumps. That was such a beautiful
Congratulations.
choice. To Holly and Nick. Yeah. Like a wedding gift, pre-wedding gift, an engagement gift, perhaps.
Yes.
I love that. That's beautiful. All right. That is so great. Nice compliments. All right. Well, we're going to call it a wrap for today. On behalf of Vladdy and Roddy and Kayla, I'm not even sure if Kayla's on the call, actually. I should have been checking to see if she was here. I know she was tuning in from home, and she's not here right now. She may have been on a little bit earlier, but on behalf of me and my team, we wish you happy holidays. If you're celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas. I know not everybody celebrates Christmas, but it is a season, and it's a great season to be involved in. And we wish you all a wonderful season. And we're here. We're not going anywhere. I'm actually going to be going away for a few days to stay in a suite that Bob Proctor used to stay in at an inn that he was in love with to finish Savvy Wisdom from Beyond. We will be launching it in the new year. But what I suggest that you do now is, watch the replay if you want from today. Roddy's going to be uploading it for you, and you can watch it and follow through on what we talked about with making it a decision and then committing, and book an appointment to meet with Vladdy. She's making her schedule available for you. So the link was placed in the chat box numerous times. If you don't know what it is, just email Vladdy at PeggyMcColl.com. That's another way, and she'll send you the link. Roddy at PeggyMcColl.com, support at PeggyMcColl.com. The replay page also will be available for you too, and the link will be there so that you can book your discovery session with Vladdy. So on behalf of me and my team, we are so grateful for you to be here today. We're delighted to serve you, and we wish you all the best, and we look forward to seeing you again at the second session of Be Free in 23. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.